Mic check, mic check.
All
Is
right,
this thing on?
we're live. It sure is. All right.
Let's check.
Okay. Here we are. Okay.
You got Kirk is not here. Can you do minutes?
She's the
Yes,
secretary.
you're ready?
I'm
Oh,
so
okay. Oh, that's right.
She is the secretary.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. I'm happy to do that.
Thank you. This meeting is being called to order at 7:06. The Open Public Meetings Act. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Sunshine Law. Annual notice having been published on or about June 1st, 2022 in 2 local newspapers with a copy on file with the board secretary and a copy to be posted to the TCCS website. Called to order at 7:06. First thing is the approval of minutes from 5/8. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Did we get those? Because I know I wasn't here for a meeting, so did those go out?
They should
don't
have
think
gone
so.
out. All right, so a motion to approve these at the next meeting?
Yes, please.
Okay, motion. Okay, and now for the director's report.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final board meeting of the 23-24. 22-23. Everything I write now is 23-24. Yeah. So it is the last meeting of our 22-23 school year. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to everyone who is watching at home. There's just a couple of points here that I've got for the director's report. First of those being the enrollment update. We are currently at 358 students, which is how we foresee finishing the year in the next couple of days, with a whole new slew of kids coming in next year as well. The next thing I have is actually the air quality response. As you all know, last week we had a bit of a concerning week in regards to the air quality that was outside, just like everyone else in the area. It was, obviously something that we weren't necessarily accustomed to. But I will say, I was pleased with the level of communication that we put out there. We tried to be as proactive and transparent as we possibly could, even learning from some of the things that occurred earlier this year. That was one of the points that we made, is that we want to be as proactive as we can in our communication. So, from the moment that there was some sort of alert issued by the state and the Department of Health and the environmental people, we did make adjustments as necessary. As you know, we did spend a couple of days inside. We canceled all outdoor activities. We ended up, unfortunately, having to cancel a couple of field trips. And that's just sort of the way it goes. Unfortunately, time-wise, we did have to give up a couple of those things, but wherever we could, we did reschedule and we made other accommodations. As far as the 8th grade Six Flags trip that was canceled, those kids will be getting their tickets to use at a later date because they were already purchased for them, and that'll be going along with a gift that they're getting from the 8th grade parent committee. So the tickets won't go to waste, and that'll be good. As far as what we learned from this, I am confident that the air quality that we have here in the school was certainly of better quality than what was outside. We did have a couple questions about, what we have in place in terms of filtering and things like that. You will see that every classroom is actually equipped with a HEPA air filter, which is something that was new for us for this year. And that's actually very helpful given the situation. So timing was good on that. And our HVAC system itself is continuously filtering air from inside and outside with HEPA filtration, as well as UV filtration, things like that we put in place for COVID. So we were in good shape for that. Thankfully, it was short-lived, but I have been hearing reports that it may happen again. These kinds of things, depending on wildfires and whatever. But at least now we are familiar with the flag ratings, the forecasts, and things like that. So these are things that we are going to keep in mind going forward when it comes to any concerns with air quality. But otherwise, I am pleased with the response that the school had, and I appreciate everybody's cooperation when it comes to, getting through last week, which was kind of something that caught everybody off guard. So, any questions about that? All right, perfect. So I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Torres, who's going to speak a little bit about graduation, and we'll move on.
Before I talk about graduation, I know last week was hectic, but we did have a lot of great things that occurred last week. Wednesday, blessing, we had the art show, so I want to thank Miss Abby for putting together the wonderful art show we had on Wednesday. Then Wednesday evening, we had the 8th grade dinner dance, which was put together by the 8th grade parent committee, which was also very successful, and the students looked great. And then on Friday, we had our upper school grades, 5th through 8th grade dance. So I want to thank Miss Kathy, Miss Yvonne, Paul, Mr. Bonnie, Mr. Adam, Miss Suzette, Miss Sam, Miss Addie, Mr. Derek, Miss Lindsay, Miss Nicole, Miss Deslin, and Mr. Brian, who helped us with the upper school dance. That was another successful event. So thank you for everyone involved. And this Wednesday is graduation. So graduation is here at 6 p.m. And we hope that you can make it. Board members have invitations that were sent to you. Here is a physical copy, and
I have a
pass them
question.
down.
They also had a stack go home with the kids,
They
right?
have
Correct.
10 each.
So do
student
we
has 10.
have to give the guests each a ticket to get in?
Yes.
Do we write who it's for and that? or-
No. As long as they have tickets.
Oh,
The resale value is skyrocketing.
absolutely.
No, it is good, especially now that we have the space to offer, more tickets than we have in the past. At least, last year before, we've been really restricted in terms of how many people we can come. We do want to do some form of crowd control though, so we are asking that they do bring the tickets if they're guests. Yeah. Okay. Anything else about graduation? Just that's when it's So it's going to be great though. Very exciting. Class of 2023, and that will be at 6 o'clock. Right. Awesome. And then when that's done, we do have a couple of days of school left, but really we are going full speed ahead into next year, looking at what we're doing for the summer. Obviously, in addition to the regular building reset that we do, when we wax and strip the floors and get new furniture and put all that into place with painting and things like that. There are a number of pretty substantial projects that we're actually doing this year. They talked about a little bit in Finance Committee tonight, but just to give everyone a greater update of some of the things that we are updating this summer. We are updating our fire alarm system, getting a new panel, new alarms for that. We are doing a construction project, which is going to add an office up here near the resource room for special services, which will be helpful. We are going to be putting new lights in the cafeteria because it is very dim in there with the lights that we have. So that's going to definitely brighten up that room as well. So the multipurpose room is going to be equipped with new LED lights that'll be significantly brighter than what we have. We are adding additional speakers to every classroom. So right now our PA system only goes through the phones. It's just a tiny little speaker. And in the event of emergencies and bells and things like that, it's not really optimal, especially if you have a loud group of kids in the room. So every room is also being equipped with a separate speaker in addition to that is going to be attached through our computer system. And so any announcement made to the room will also play on a much larger speaker that's going to be mounted on the wall. And that'll be every classroom. The multipurpose room is also being equipped with a brand new audio system, which is part of the upgrade that we're doing as a capital improvement tied to the theater program as we typically do. So that's going to be another positive addition to that room where if you're familiar at all with any events that we've had in the gym, you know that it's pretty plug and play when it comes to connecting a Bluetooth device, adding music, getting a microphone, and having an impromptu, pep rally or other event like that. We're going to be adding similar functionality to the multipurpose room. So that's going to be great for student assemblies and shows that come in from the outside and things like that we're going to have a permanent sound system in there, which will be great. Bathroom partitions. I couldn't remember my handwriting, but yeah. The bathroom partitions in what bathroom was that, Tom? That's boys' bathroom upstairs. Those are being replaced because the ones that were there are pretty old and they need to be replaced for safety purposes. So those are being redone. Every classroom is being equipped with new light blocking shades, which are intended to be easier to use in the event of a lockdown and things like that. So upstairs and downstairs, we're getting new shades for the classrooms. All of the classroom doors are being that's me. It's working. That mic is good. All right. What do you call it? The doors, the hardware on the doors are being replaced in every room so that we're going to have push button locks that are easier to use in the event of a lockdown. You'll see that one of the feedback pieces that we got in the student survey was that, often there'd be lockdowns and they would see teachers having trouble locking the doors. Doing this is going to make that very easier, significantly easier, because it really is just a matter of pushing the button to ensure that it's locked, and it can still be unlocked, obviously, by anybody who has the key. So that's going to be helpful, and that'll streamline that process for lockdowns. And then obviously we do have a number of Chromebooks and things like that need to be replaced year after year. And one of the things that we did talk about for for the coming year and moving forward is having a more stringent agreement with parents in terms of the technology, where they will be issued a Chromebook and it will be theirs for a number of years. So we don't have to collect them and give them back. And then we're also talking about the potential for providing the ability to buy insurance or things like that, where if they do break it, it would be covered. But that is something that we're also looking into. But in order to do that, we do need to replace some of the computers that need to be replaced due to being broken and things like that. But those are the projects that we're doing this summer. It's significant work, and it's great that we're able to do this. We do have some grant money to help us with some of these things, as well as some things that we have been able to pull from the budget. So they're all going to be great improvements for the building, and it's going to be money and time well spent for improving the building for years to come. So that's what's going on this summer, aside from all the other events and camps and things like that are also happening. But that's really what I wanted to highlight in terms of capital improvements. Any questions? All right, great. So now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Anders, who has a couple HIB updates for the group.
So I sent 3 hit reports on Friday after the agenda went out. We had 3 that were investigated this month. 1 was not founded, 2 were founded, but everything is in the report. So you all know where to find me.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Let me see. Now we're on to old business.
That's me. So thank you to all the parents that completed their surveys, as well as the students. The information from the parent and student surveys is used for us to better guide our goal setting and make school improvements. So the information is really, really important to us as a board. So thank you very much. I'm going to go through it similar to how I went through the teacher survey results. And if anybody has any questions, just let me know.
You start with parent?
I'm going to start with
So I'm
parent.
going to share the screen. We're freaking people out. Here we go. All right. Parents.
So the good part is we had 74% of the parents complete the survey. There were 203 responses, which was fantastic. When we look at the results featured in the call out boxes and the slides are the percentage of the number of people who completed the responses with strongly agree or agree. And this presentation reports the results without commentary other than the necessary summarization and accompanying interpretation of free text comments. So some of the takeaways, the generally positive feedback we received from parents was that the school environment is clean and well maintained. Communication has been favorable throughout this year. The environment feels safe and comfortable. The school sets high expectations for the students, and there are a variety of activities and clubs that keep students' interests. There were some common themes. Some parents were looking for more academic challenging opportunities. They wanted to see more project-based learning in the areas of math, STEM, and STEAM. More consistency with the discipline policy, and supporting the drills when questioned at home by their children. They said that some of the drills actually kind of scare the students, and when they come home, parents aren't really sure on how to address those concerns. Some areas of improvement are clearer communication of the safety protocols and procedures. Mr. Gallo did do a presentation for our first live stream that reviewed all the safety protocols, and that's available, I'm sure, online if parents want to look at that. Routine gifted and talented opportunities. There were some comments in regards to how consistent the opportunities for our gifted and talented students are presented throughout the day. Looking for more hands-on learning opportunities, expanding community help, so community outreach projects, and again, more math, STEAM, and STEM. So the first area was the school-home connection. Click. So the first question was, I am satisfied with the level of response I get when I contact TCCS with a question or concern. 81% of the parents were favorable on that. The second question had to do with the trust. Is there an adult in TCCS with whom my child trusts and can go to for help with a school problem? 81% of the families feel that that is the case. Is the school setting high expectations for my child? 81% of the parents felt that they were. And is that expectation clearly communicated to the students? 62% of the parents felt that that was the case. In regards to the feedback on classwork and tests, does my child's teacher give meaningful feedback and meaningful feedback on classwork and tests? 75% of the parents felt that way. They agreed or strongly agreed. Also, is my student learning on or above grade level and ready to succeed to the next grade? 75% of the parents felt so. Is my child safe at school, within the school environment? 80% of the parents believe TCCS is a safe environment. In regards to TCCS cleanliness, is the school clean and well-maintained? 89% of the parents believe that the school is clean and well-maintained. In regards to the discipline policy being fair and consistent, 67% of the parents felt that way. Equal opportunities. My child is not excluded from any school activities and enjoys equal opportunity to his or her peers. 88% of the parents felt that the school provides those opportunities. TCCS offers a wide variety of activities in and outside the classroom to keep my child interested in school. 78% of the parents agreed. So in regards to the rate of satisfaction, I basically took the 3, 4, if they scored 3 or 4, 4 being highly satisfactory and 1 being unsatisfactory. So I took the 3 and the 4s and I just combined those for the percentage rates. So the quality of your child's teacher, 90% of the parents responded with a 3 or a 4. The level of assistance your child receives when he or she needs extra help with classwork and homework, 90% of the parents felt so. How well TCCS communicates with you, 91% of the parents scored 3 or 4s. And understanding how to support your child's needs. How well TCCS helps you understand what you can do to support your child's needs, 82% responded with a 3 or 4. Your opportunities to be involved in your child's education, 88% of the families responded with a 3 or 4. And then the education your child has received this year, 91% felt that it was satisfactory. Opportunities to connect with the broader TCCS community, 90%. The next one was in regards to, and I'm so sorry, the bottom did not tell you what the responses were. Let me just see if I can pull it up separately. It has to do with how often families receive communication. They've been spoken to about outside activities. They've been able to talk to their teachers about student needs and performance. And it's basically overall receiving communication from the teachers. So you could look at those scores. Didn't average them. Just a quick second. So additional information. So the next 2 slides contain a summary of the free text comments relating to specific questions from the parent survey. To gain full context, it will be helpful for those who with appropriate authorization to read the verbatim text from the original document, as the information in this presentation is by its nature an interpretation and may not fully capture the original content and intent. So overall experiences. So I took some areas from the comments and I just kind of put them in each section. So safety drills and emergency procedures. Parents felt communication is good, but desires more immediate communication when there's a drill happening in the school. They want help with discussing drills with their children at home. And they had questions around specific safety protocols. So in regards to those, again, Mr. Gallo just did a presentation on that. And I'm sure he's available to answer any further questions. Interactions with staff and teachers. The leadership team was mentioned as doing well specifically. Many teachers were identified as responsive and positive. So there's a lot of good teacher feedback. The desire for more immediate notification of missed or failed assignments was an area. Some of the comments reflected finding out a little bit too late when trying to help their child. They did speak positively about the responsiveness to the parent questions and concerns, and that any concerns that were brought to the leadership were addressed effectively. But they did talk a little bit about the turnover impacts, because this year there was a large turnover. Successes in the past year are communication, the back to normalcy, which we all are enjoying, and field trips. ELA and math curriculum modifications have been favorable. Student advancement in the academic areas, as well as extracurricular activities. Those were all positive. And then areas to focus on for improvement. Math and science, social studies curriculum, lunch and recess supervision, handwriting and organizational skills, more community service involvement, possibly bringing a musical instrument program, sports program, and there was some feedback regarding the gifted and talented program, and tutoring programs. So some things for us to focus on for next year would be discipline, communicating safety drills and protocols, hands-on learning in STEM, STEAM, math, and science, communication between teachers and parents, and academic rigor and differential learning. It's not only for the lower performing students, but also they were voted as high flyers. This was a big question on the survey about uniforms. So this was a new question. Would you be interested in TCCS becoming a uniform school? Your child would have to wear a uniform every day. 63% of the parents felt that this would be favorable.
Wow. I'm impressed. I'm more shocked than impressed. We're just like, but that's not
So that's something that we'll have to discuss as a board. But thank you to the TCCS parents for completing that survey and providing valuable feedback. So now in regards to the student surveys.
Did you ask the students the uniform question?
We didn't.
Just interested.
We did not.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear their take on it.
One thing, we could possibly
Just saying.
send out a survey to the students. Maybe. That might be something we definitely would have to talk about that in a further meeting.
For sure.
Also, just to highlight that there was, a lot of positive that was presented at the end. I'm going to pull some specific comments, but for our area of growth, we wanted to focus on the needs. So in reporting these survey results, just keep that in mind that there was a large focus on where areas of improvement were. So the next up is the student surveys. So for this, we had 74%.
No, you copied that. That's from the other slide.
Did I do
No,
that
that's
wrong?
right. You just didn't take that. You copied your presentation, didn't take that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. So it's correct. There was 74%.
No. It was 203 was the parent one, was 74%.
That's fair.
We had, all the kids did it because we made them do it.
Oh, just kidding. Sorry. I messed up on that one.
That's all right.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I did email you to tell you to take it off.
Late night organization here. All right. So the summary of the findings from the student surveys is general positive feedback was school environment feels safe. Students have trust in at least one staff member within the TCCS community. Many students commented on how great TCCS is. They enjoy time with friends and they do enjoy the variety of academics and activities and clubs that are here. The reoccurring theme, I think, for the past, it's always lunch. So more variety in a lunch option. Every year, yep. There was interest in a new playground and outdoor equipment when they do go outside, balls and different activities. Fair and consistent consequences for disruptive students, and more gym games and fun activities for the upper school students. So our areas of improvement are more hands-on learning opportunities, seriousness during the security drills and student dialogue with teachers, more play-based equipment and materials, and lunch vendor options. It's a reoccurring theme. You're going to see this theme throughout. So in regards to the school climate, the question was, does TCCS create a safe and comfortable climate for learning? 65% of the students felt so. Do you think TCCS is a safe environment for all races, sexual identities, religions, and genders? 68% of the students feel that it's an inclusive environment. These were the open-ended questions. So I just took, again, the meat and potatoes, I guess, of the comments that I received. But it says, in emergency situations, lockdowns, fire drills, school threats, do you feel TCCS staff make you feel safe? There were 169 responses. Majority of the responses were yes. Students did share concerns with the teachers not being able to lock doors, which is perfect timing for the locks to be updated. And students shared concerns about taking drills seriously. The amount of homework. Do you feel that you get too much homework? 45% of the students believe they get too much homework. It's not bad, right?
Listen, not bad.
All right, so when it comes to lunch service, do you feel that the lunch is filling and healthy? 15%.
15% say yes.
15% said yes, yes. There were specific references to like chicken fingers and French fries and mac and cheese. In the area of social emotional learning, do you feel that you are getting the mental help you need from TCCS staff? 44% of the students felt that that was the case. The role of student council. What would you like to see student council do for you? Better food vendor, a new playground, and longer lunch and recess. In regards to project-based learning, do you like the PBL courses that are offered to you? 29% of the students said they do. And in the area of boost period, if you could change your boost period, how would you like your boost period to be used? Many students said time to work on owed assignments and homework, outdoor activities in recess time, and time to relax and relieve stress.
I want that too.
Where do I sign up?
So area of improvements. What do you think TCCS can do to improve your experience in making school better? There were 164 responses. Lunch and recess, time and food quality, new playground and more equipment to use at recess, more field trips, especially in the upper school, starting sports at a younger age, dress code and gum chewing policies, cleanliness of bathrooms, and enforcing bullying, anti-bullying. What do you think can change or improve TCCS? Student relationships, some students reference cliques and favoritism, better food for lunch, recess for longer periods with more equipment, more opportunities for discussions with staff on students' feelings, consistency with punishment and discipline, and more field trips. So our areas of focus are very similar to the parents, which is actually really great. Discipline policy, communicating safety drills and protocols, hands-on learning, continue with the snack sales. They really like the snack sales. The academic rigor and differential learning, and continued focus on social emotional learning. Okay. So, go ahead.
So just to have a reference point, Ms. Torres and myself met with the student government, and these were the questions they picked. So when I wanted to honor their point of view on what we asked, that's why the uniform question wasn't asked. So they handpicked it. It was about an hour meeting, and they picked the leading they wanted. There was more questions in this, but we consolidated to make it more focused on things that we thought was important, and that's how these questions came about for them.
I did fail to put in an 8th grade only question, which was, do you feel TCCS has prepared you for high school? There were 44 responses. Majority of the students said yes. There was some reference to the social studies, that they wanted some more education within the social studies area. And some positive direct quotes from our parents was, all interactions this year with all teachers have been positive and helpful for my children. A student one is TCCS is great, and I think that it is good already. I think school is a great learning environment as it is. The school is awesome.
In all caps.
Yes. From a parent, the sense of community and how happy my child is was considered one of the successes this year. And the emails and the text messages I receive keep me updated with activities, events, and emergencies happening in TCCS. So thank you again to the parents and students for completing the surveys.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I would have to say that's probably the highest response rates we've had, again, in a couple of years. So that's great. It's good data. I mean, I'm pleased to see as well that the you know, the areas of focus and things like that, they do sort of align with some of the things we even saw from the staff survey as well. Some of the things that we've already started to discuss in terms of goals for next year, in terms of communication and discipline and things like that. So it all really is showing that there's some kind of fidelity in how everyone is feeling. So it's very consistent, and we can build off of that because, you know, really the feedback that we get is really what helps drive our goals for the coming year. So it's
And
great.
just for the community, can you go through like a quick rundown of the work you did last summer in regards to the lunch vendors?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we it's funny to say though, like if I brought up the surveys from previous years and last year in particular, the other vendors got slammed even worse. You know, I do believe that there's been good feedback in terms of the new vendor that we're working with. Even in speaking with Kenya, our lunch services coordinator, she is the one who communicates most with the vendor and with the kids, though, to see if there are modifications that need to be made to the menu, if there are things that kids aren't eating as much and things like that. So they've been very good in terms of accommodating us with that. And they've also tried to mix it up and provide things that are a little bit more interesting. I know like the breakfast for lunch is a huge hit this month and last month. So, I mean, we'll happily bring that feedback back to them. But we did actually, we interviewed 5 or 6 different vendors last summer. It was very difficult to find someone willing to work with a school our size that doesn't have a kitchen on site to actually cook in. So, I mean, overall, all things considered, I mean, we can certainly provide the feedback. I don't anticipate a change in the lunch vendor for the coming year because we just started this relationship. But I guess when it comes to selecting the items that the kids want the most, that we could probably do a little bit more in terms of gathering that feedback and preparing for menus for the year and things like that. But it's tough. It's a tough one for a school like us as well because of our size and everything else. So I mean, if that's the only thing they're really complaining about, you know, and they're getting a quality education, you know, I'm glad to work through that. But it is something that is also important to us.
Question.
I guess.
What would it take to create a cooking kitchen for us?
Oh, we had actually, just the size that you would need though, in order to create, to prepare the number of meals I think that we make on a daily basis or we serve on a daily basis. We don't have the space for it. But because they had even talked about putting like an oven or something in once, and that was a whole problem. I mean, goes back many years. Just the amount of space that we have, it's not really equipped for that. But I mean, again, that's something we could always look to in the future. But you know, we'll see what happens with what suggested changes we make for next year, and then if you know we're not seeing things go in the direction we want, we could always plan ahead to either switch or change the way we do things. So, sure, of course.
Any other questions regarding the surveys or anything?
Yeah, I have a question. So for the drills, that's always like anonymous, right? If the teachers don't know when it's gonna happen, right?
Correct. For the security drills, I mean, in certain cases where we're gonna have a fire drill and it's raining or something along those lines, you know, or in the winter months, the fire drills specifically when we're leaving the building, there have been cases where we give a little bit of a heads up, especially for the younger kids. But security drills, no, it's intended to be a real life sort of situation.
Now the children are getting scared. I know. Is it like a certain grade level, or is it just a mix? Because maybe the teachers can compare them a little bit.
It's anonymous, so you wouldn't know.
So you will know.
Yeah, some of the comments did reference like I'm new to the school, so I assume they were lower school, but there were upper school as well because they identified specific classrooms and teachers.
We should also note though that the survey was only given to kids in grades 3 to 8.
Oh yeah, 3 to 8.
Yeah, so
They did
so
reference though.
it would fall within there. Yeah.
But the teachers can.
Parent surveys did come
Right,
by
yeah.
security. So a lot of the feedback in regards to how to talk at home, that was the younger grades. But that was parent based. The student survey was only 3 to 8. Yeah.
And I said it at the last meeting too, when I gave my other presentation, the details that we're allowed to disclose about what kind of drills we have, what our responses are, that's all going to be put in the parent handbook too going forward. So we can proactively provide that information and it's not answering questions after the fact. So that should hopefully do a little bit towards helping that specific concern.
And there was a lot of updates that you guys did this year on like internal protocols, right?
Yep, totally.
Okay.
All right. All right, so moving on here, there's, this is you, actually. This is the second reading. I'll talk about the first reading next.
This is your paperwork. Yeah, I'm not gonna read the whole thing if that's okay with everybody. So just to remind everyone, the NJ SAFE Act had to do with experiencing domestic violence and sexual violent offenses, and staff members seeking out support if they do experience that. I didn't receive any feedback from the board, so I'm assuming that that has been approved and is okay. So I guess we would proceed with that one. The other one is medical marijuana, under the conditions of, if a student has a terminal illness, also the documentation and the the write-up was the medical write-up, I guess, from the doctor, for us to be able to administer within the school or have someone come in to administer for the child. That was the other reading that we had to do, policy 514122. Employee substance abuse also had to be modified to include the new cannabis laws. We did the first reading on that one as well. And then modifications to the sick leave, vacation leave, personal days for employees. That was also reviewed. And the timeline for how long a person has to work here and what they accrue was also added. And family leave and medical leave included foster care. In the past, it was only adoption and birth. So we made modifications to that policy to include foster care as well. So if that's okay with the board, we could proceed on adding those policies.
There's a resolution for that tonight.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'll keep the
HIP
I'm
policy.
sharing. Well, we'll do that afterwards. I do have the board election results, which we'll lead off new business with, if that's okay. Anthony, you want to talk about the election at all?
Yeah, the election process is a process where any parent in the community could run for the Board of Trustees where we're sitting. We had 4 outstanding candidates. At the last moment, one of the candidates had pulled out due to personal reasons. So we had 3 available spots and 3 people running. So all 3 people, I hope, got votes so they can be elected. So we had Ms. Hadnot, we had Ms. Gonzalez, and we had Ms. Stacy Behari, who is not here today, but she is watching via Zoom. And I want to thank the election committee, which was, I'm lost for words, Laurel, Keisha Carter, and myself, who ran the elections. And I want to thank Ralph for all the notifications he had put out and all the responsiveness of the candidates for all things that we had to communicate with to make this happen. So
Great.
Thank you all.
All right, so without further ado, I'll bring the results up here. So there were a total of, I believe it was 70-something votes, and this is how it played out. So we do have 3 winners. We have our 3 main candidates, but there were a number of write-ins. You see that Heather got 2 votes. Looks like Andrea Schumann got 3 votes, and Andrea Belmont got 1 vote. But otherwise, the 3 primary candidates did have the most votes, so they will be sworn in at our July meeting, which we have the calendar set in a resolution later tonight, and then we'll proceed with our new board. Okay, congratulations to our winners. Sorry, let me get back to the agenda. Next, I can give you an update on the actual total, but it was in the 70s, I believe. Committee updates. You're up.
Okay. So committee updates, we tried to hold a.
I'm not even going to talk about that, Ms. Principal.
We
Yeah.
had to make a change.
And right-hand man to the principal, lady, I know.
We had to make a quick change at the end. It was the day of the air
Pulled a
quality
fast one
stuff.
on me. Uh-huh.
But we will be meeting at the end of the month to review the end of the
At
year
the same
results.
place, at the same time, I will be there.
Governance.
Governance, it was mostly with the election committee that I just had an overview for. So again, ladies, thank you again for all your help. Greatly appreciate it.
And finance just met right before the meeting. Nina, do you want to go through?
Well, essentially, Scott just went through everything. Really, Tom just walked us through all the special projects that are coming up. Very exciting. TCCS will be a buzz in the summer. I think it always is, but maybe more so with all these great projects coming around. So that's really all we want us to so.
Awesome. And communications did not meet this month. And that was it.
Okay, next one is the updated HIB policy. So we actually got a notification from the county DOE that that all HIB policies did need to be updated this year with a new form that they're putting out. So rather than read through the entire policy, there is just one update to our existing policy that I will highlight. And this will be the first reading, and then the second reading will take place in our July meeting. Let me go back to screen. And all right, so for our policy file code 5131, which is harassment, intimidation, and bullying, it is proposed that we update it for under bullet point C in the reporting harassment, intimidation, and bullying behavior section. We would be adding the following. C, all acts of harassment, intimidation, or bullying shall be reported in writing using the mandatory NJDOE reporting form available online at what the link is. To the school principal within two school days of when the school employee or contracted service provider witnessed or received reliable information that that a student had been subjected to harassment, intimidation, or bullying. So this new form is really what they want to make sure is included in the policy. So once we get it approved at the next meeting, we'll ensure that this form is also located on our website and available for everyone to use.
Actually, I'll put it on.
Yeah. Oh, it's already there. All right. Ahead of the curve. Good. Any questions on that? Christina could probably answer better than I can. All right. Good. Pretty straightforward. All right. All right. So that was our new business. Right?
Mhm.
All right. You want me to go over the resolutions?
Sure.
Okay. So there's a number of resolutions tonight. There's actually 17 of them. We've got our budget summary, which is the summary of all the bills that have been paid since our last meeting. We've got the financial reports that Tom sent out for the month of April. We've got our safety grant that we typically get on an annual basis. This is $2,000 that will be used towards the fire alarm upgrades. We've got contract renewals for our board attorney, legal services for our auditor to do the finances. We've got our health services agreement with Horizon, which is our staffing company for medical needs. We've got the Northern Region Educational Services Commission agreements that covers a number of different positions as well as transportation and training and things like that. So that was also shared. We've got the Board of Trustees calendar for 23-24, which I just want to make sure we all take a look at and are clear on before it does get approved. If necessary, we can make modifications here before we finalize that. But we do need the calendar approved tonight because the first meeting will be with the new board in July. We've got the acknowledgement of the HIB reports that were sent to you by Ms. Anders. We've got a number of personnel appointments for the summer, for kindergarten assessments that are going to be done, as well as some curriculum writing opportunities that we have provided to some staff members. We've got personnel appointments for summer theater camp, which are being approved tonight. We've got personnel appointments for the coming school year, which is our custodial staff to assist with summer work and substitute needs and things like that. Then we have 4 different administrative contracts that are to be approved for myself, for Sonia, for Tom, business administrator, and for Christina as director of special services. And then we have the new and revised policies that received their second reading tonight that were shared with everybody to make those official. And those are the resolutions. Any
Okay.
questions before we get into them? Okay, great. You have a comment,
Yes,
right?
I'm ready. Any public comment regarding resolutions? Any public comment regarding anything?
No, I said, thank you for the surveys.
Oh,
They
I
were
didn't
very
do,
detailed and, I think it helps us to just go up from here. And then that's what we want. We want, everyone to feel comfortable enough to know that our kids come first and that their education is the most important. So that kind of helped with that. That's great.
thank you. That's our goal. Students first always, right? Any other public comment? No? Okay.
Just a thank you.
Thank you guys. You guys are the ones here every day. So thank you very, very much for all you do. And the feedback you guys provided first was fantastic. And it is really nice to see that there's a theme, there's commonality across all three. So that definitely shows us areas to improve. So thank you guys. We appreciate you. The rain. We're like little kids, right? It's raining. All right. Okay, so resolution 2306-01, budget summary. Be it resolved that the budget summary from May 9th, 2023 to June 12th, 2023, total amount of $300,642.22 be approved. Moved by Leo Justin. Second,
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist. Sorry, I couldn't hear who it was. Any questions or comments from the board in regards to the budget? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2306-02, SBA financial report. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the SBA financial report for April 2023. Moved by Vallejo Justy moves. Second, Gonzalez seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2306-03, NJSIG Safety Grant. Be it resolved that the Teaneck Community Charter School hereby approves the submission of the grant application for the 2023 Safety Grant Program through the New Jersey Schools Insurance Group, NJEIF, subfund for the purposes described in the application, fire alarm upgrades, in the amount of $2,000 for the period of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Moved by Hallway moves, second Carter. Any questions or comments from the board? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
had not yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2306-04, contract approval of legal services. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the renewal of Johnston Law Firm LLC and TCCS Board Attorney per attached agreement. Moved by
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist moves second.
Goodrich.
Goodrich seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo, McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
resolution carries. Resolution 2306 that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve Mashinsky and Associates LLC, did I say it right, to perform the audit of the 2022-2023 school year per the attached agreement. Moved by
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist moves second.
Holloway?
Gonzalez seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? This is the audit that didn't we already receive the results on this one?
That was,
Sorry.
no, that was last year's. That was the 21,
Oh,
22.
this is- I'm
That was,
sorry.
Yeah,
Next
delayed
year's.
because of the DOE.
Yep, and they delayed it to the extent. Okay. Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo,
Yes.
McGilchrist. Had not yes, resolution carries. Resolution 2306-06 Health Services Agreement. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the attached agreement with Horizon Healthcare Staffing for the 2023. Goodrich moves, second. Lazu seconds. Questions or comments from the board? Carter?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Hallway?
Yes.
Lazu?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justy?
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2306-07 NRESC agreements. Be it resolved that the TCCS Board of Trustees approve the attached agreements with the Northern Regional Educational Services Commission for the 2023-2024 school year. Moved by? Had not moves. Second?
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist seconds. Questions or comments from the board? Carter?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Hallway?
Yes.
Lazu?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justy?
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2306-08 Board of Trustees calendar. I'm going to give everybody a second. Be it resolved that the board approve the following 2023-2024 meeting calendar. Okay, you guys ready? Wednesday, July 5th for reorganization. I'm already getting faces. Monday, July 31st for a regular meeting. September 11th for a regular meeting. October 9th for a regular meeting. November 6th for a regular meeting. December 4th for a regular meeting. January 8th for a regular meeting. February 5th for a regular meeting. March 11th for a regular meeting. April 15th, regular and budget approval. May 13th, regular and contract renewals. And June 10th, regular and board of election results. Moved by
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist moves. Second.
Came to this. This is basically this year's calendar, just, reproduced for next year, and looking at that. If there is an issue with the July meeting, we could look at potentially switching that, but reorganization is always kind of tough with vacations and things like that. So, I leave that to you guys. The other ones are pretty standard in terms of the, second Monday of the month or whatever it falls on, working around vacations and school holidays and things like that. But if there is a suggested change for that July 5th, because it is an anomaly, it's a Wednesday, you guys can discuss. That's fine with me. Does that work for everyone? This year reorganization was done on Tuesday, July 5th. So that's why I just made it Wednesday, July 5th. But,
Yeah, it's fine.
see, you didn't get that many faces.
I did, but they're not saying anything. And in regards to,
Is it for this one?
I know that we are also planning on having presentations at that meeting.
I know, yeah, and already Mr. Adams is supposed to do that presentation, he doesn't think he'll be here on the 5th. Just wanted to wait and see what you say.
what's the Monday after that? Or
The Monday, problem.
The Monday, yeah, I'm on vacation the week after that, but you could do whatever you want without me. It's fine. But please go ahead. But so the next Monday is the 10th.
what works better for the board, the 5th or the 10th?
Or the 6th.
Or the 6th?
Is the Thursday an issue? So it's not the day after 4th of July, or it's up to you guys.
I don't know what state.
I'll be
Yeah,
here,
right, yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Do you want to move it to the 6th, the Thursday?
Either one is cool.
How do you feel, Ms. Goodrich?
Oh, well, I still.
No, she's not on the board.
Oh, sorry. You guys, would you like to keep it for the 5th or move it to the 6th or the 10th?
The 5th, obviously.
5th, Wednesday? Any of those days, okay.
5th is fine.
5th is fine, okay.
So as long as we have quorum, we could have people at least, tune in remotely or something like that. They can't vote and things like that, but we can work that out.
Okay,
So we'll leave it.
all right. Any other concerns? In the past, there was a question brought to me that usually in August, there's 2 meetings?
Not necessarily, well, in this case, it's the last Monday in July. Here's the 31st.
Oh, so it's right at the end.
So
Okay.
so there's technically 2 in July, but it's right at the end, because there is business that we have to approve the bills and things like that for the month. But we always want to have that extra meeting at the end of August before the school year starts, in case there's any new hires and policies and things like that we have to put into place for the beginning of the school year that can't wait until after. So
Okay.
that's why it falls that way.
Wasn't there a conversation about us joining PD with the staff or something?
the
Oh,
August
yeah,
training.
for the presentation from Mr. Pierce in regards to like the history of the charter school.
Well,
That was
also,
something
yeah,
we
right,
recommended.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could talk, I mean, August training, I will say, is quite packed already. We've taken suggestions from the staff for things that are going to be, for the coming year and whatnot, but I'm sure we could work in like some kind of working lunch presentation or something like that.
Okay.
Because typically there is an opportunity for the board to come and present, like we did this past year on the first day, to introduce yourselves, or at least representatives, so there's no quorum. So we can see if you want to modify that in some way that would hit those as well.
Or are we welcome to just watch and listen?
Not particularly in that particular case, no. It doesn't work that way. That sort of spills over into the. But we could certainly arrange for a presentation or some sort of collaborative thing like we talked about.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns regarding the schedule? No, we're good?
That week does start on that Monday though. That's the
Natalie moved.
August 28th is the first day of training.
Oh, okay. All right, so August 28th is the beginning of their training week. Okay, Yvette? All right. Ready? Any other questions or concerns? No? Okay, Carter. Oh, yes.
I don't know if it,
Oh.
just looking at the dates, if this is for us to come as well, So September 11th is gonna.
Because of the date?
Yeah.
No, it's a school day. It's
Still a school day, yeah.
Any concerns from the board having this?
No.
Yeah, we'll all be working. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Carter?
Yes, this is for the calendar?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Goodrich? Hallway?
Yes.
Lizou?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justy? Had not, yes. Resolution carries.
So the same system.
We're keeping it the 5th, yep. Resolution 2306-09, HIB report acknowledgement. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees acknowledge receipt of 3 reports from TCCS HIB specialist Christina Anders on June 12th, 2023. Moved by?
Carter.
Carter moves, second.
Goodrich.
Goodrich seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich.
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lizou.
Yes.
McGilchrist.
Yes.
Vallejo Justy.
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2306-10, personnel appointments for summer 2023. Be it resolved that the board approve the following appointments for summer 2023. Kindergarten screening at a rate of $25 per hour for Linda McGill, Yvette Scaff, and Renee Christolius. Curriculum writing and revisions at $50 per hour for Katie Kukowski, sorry, Katie, Gail Lazaroff, Yansu Lee, Adam Fleischauer, and Sean Lloyd. Moved by?
Carter.
Carter moves. Kukowski's here, yes. Second, Gonzalez. Questions or comments from the board?
Yeah, who's Miss Kazan?
Katie?
Yes.
She's been here
Second grade
for.
teacher. Second grade teacher.
Yeah.
No, she said, where is she?
No, she's
said
Oh,
on the
in
camp.
the-
She's watching home.
Oh, I thought you
I
meant
thought
in
she was
the.
here. I wanted to say, hey.
Any other questions or comments from the board? No? Carter?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Hallway? In building? Lizou?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justy?
Yes.
Had not, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2306-11, Summer Theater Camp. Be it resolved that the board approve the following appointments for the 2023 theater camp. Anna Itkin, the choreographer at $15 an hour. Did I say that right? And Jane Keitel, assistant director at $30 an hour. Moved by?
Goodrich.
Goodrich moves, second.
Hallway.
Hallway seconds. Questions or comments from the board?
My daughter just worked with Anna in her senior 1X. She's just graduating from BCA. Cameron.
Oh, great.
She's very nice.
Is she a TCCS alum?
No,
No.
she just comes very highly recommended.
Oh, great. I'm assuming Keitel is title.
Yeah. She worked last year at theater camp, and it was wonderful.
Okay, good. What, do we know what it is yet?
This is not the.
Okay, sorry.
It's too early.
Sorry.
Because the answer is no.
Transparency is key. Any other questions or comments from the board? Carter?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Goodrich?
Yes.
Hallway?
Yes.
Lazoo?
Yes.
McGilchrist?
Yes.
Vallejo Justy?
Yes.
Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2306-12, personnel appointments for the 2023-2024 school year. Be it resolved that the board approve the following appointments for the 2023-2024 school year. Michael Ortiz for night custodian at $52,000. Michelle Beach, substitute custodian at $25 an hour. Mario Garcia, substitute custodian at $25 an hour. Crystal Rivera, substitute custodian at $25 an hour. Daniel Vasquez, substitute custodian at $25 an hour. Jeramel Mateo, substitute custodian at $25 an hour. Moved by
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist, moves. Second.
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, second. Yeah, it's raining. Any questions or comments from the board?
No, I'm sorry.
Is it raining?
It's raining. Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway, McGilchrist.
Yes.
Vallejo Justy. Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. Resolution 2306-13, contract approval for the executive director. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the following contract for Ralph Gallo, executive director. Moved by
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist, moved. Carter, seconds. Questions or comments from the board?
Have we interviewed this man before?
Any other questions or comments from the board?
Don't make Ralph nervous.
Take more than that to make me nervous. Every day is an interview for me.
Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich, Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo, McGilchrist.
My question wasn't answered.
Yes.
I personally have never interviewed him. Vallejo Justy,
Yes.
Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. Congratulations, Ralph.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
Happy to be back.
Resolution 2306-14, contract approval for the principal. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the following contract, Sonia Torres for principal. Moved by,
McGilchrist. McGilchrist.
I'm gonna do it again. Moved by,
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist moves, Hallway seconds. Any questions or comments from the board?
What?
Was she interviewed?
I mean, no. Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy.
Yes.
Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. Welcome back, Sonia. Resolution 2306-15, contract approval for the business administrator. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the following contract for Thomas Jawinski, business administrator. Moved by
Hallway.
Hallway, moves. Second,
Vallejo.
Vallejo Justy. Questions or comments from the board?
How long have you been doing this, Tom?
2014.
Wait a minute.
2015.
Almost 10 years. Any other questions or comments from the board?
Did anyone interview him?
Somebody did. He's here.
Just making sure. I'll keep everyone honest here.
You're being consistent. That's okay.
Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo,
Yes.
McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy.
Yes.
Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. Welcome back, Tom. Be it resolved that the Board of, Resolution 2306-16, contract approval for the Director of Special Services. Be it resolved that the Board approve the following contract, Christina Anders, Director of Special Services. Moved by
Carter.
Carter, moves. Second,
Hallway.
Hallway seconds. Any questions or comments from the board?
For the record, Tiamona did interview her.
My question was answered.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta keep them honest.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo, McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy, Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. Welcome back, Christina. Be it resolved, Resolution 2306-17, new and revised policies. Be it resolved that the board approve the following new and revised policies: 4119.23, 4219.23, the employee substance abuse, 4150 and 4250 regarding leaves, 4151.2, 4251.2, family leave and medical leave, 4151.3, the New Jersey SAFE Act, and 5141.22, medical marijuana. Moved by
McGilchrist.
McGilchrist, moves. Second. Carter seconds. Any questions or comments from the board? Carter,
Yes.
Gonzalez, Goodrich,
Yes.
Hallway,
Yes.
Lazoo, McGilchrist,
Yes.
Vallejo Justy, Hadnot, yes. Resolution carries. This meeting is adjourned.
I
Oh,
have one more public comment.
okay.
I just
Anthony
wanted
has one more
to
public comment.
publicly thank Heather Goodrich for her time on the Board of Trustees. She did a wonderful job. Appreciate everything you've done.
We will miss you. Thank you. It's been an honor to serve.
Oh, thanks, Heather. That's so nice. Anybody else? Any other comments? Thank everybody again for coming. Thank you online. Thank you for all your hard work. It's been a pleasure this year to be your board president. I hope I continue to do good things while I'm sitting up here. And it's been an honor to work with this board. So thank you guys for all your support.
Thank you, man. Pleasure.
And anything else? This meeting is adjourned at 8:12.
All right.
Thank you.